Good morning. Welcome to the Frazzlog. Here is where we talk about various subjects in the world of Frazzlog. Alright, what's up? Welcome to May 26th. Just got out of work, and I'm bringing you something here. Oh yeah. I came prepared today, dude. I'm coming in. Today, I would like to talk to you all. I'm gonna snap this fucking phone in half, dude. You think this is a joke? It's not a joke anymore. Alright, let me move this over here. Oh, I gotta position this here. What the hell is going on with this? Alright, so what's up? Welcome to the, Magna Carta 2 review. I told you it was coming. Alright, so guys, this is Magna Carta 2. I bought this game for $20. It was a Japanese... No, it's actually a Korean RPG, believe it or not. You play in the world of... Fuck, what was it? It starts with an L. Shit. Landzyme. You fight in the kingdom of Landzyme, you know. You're introduced to a fairly, what can we say? I guess stereotypical RPG. You start up as a village boy. Stop it! I'm gonna fucking kill it, yeah, dude. It is tearing my poster in half. Like, it's down by my door. Oh. You leave my poster alone or I'll kill you. Come here. Come on. Come on. Alright, we're back. So, okay. Magna Carta 2. It starts off in a very stereotypical, I guess Japanese cliched-filled opening. You start off as a village boy. Your female best friend wakes you up because you're napping. Of course, you gotta always be napping. And we're soon introduced to the main character, Juto's symptoms. He's amnesiac. He's carefree. He's there. He's living a peaceful life. He's enjoying it and everything. He's chilling out. You're thrown into probably the first hour of gameplay, and something's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna happen. So first off, you see that the princess is there. Princess and her squad is there, and you're like, well, that's weird. And it turns out she's investigating this guardian. All right, it's like this ancient mechanical being that's just on the island. It's been being researched or whatever. So already we're talking about like ancient civilizations and technology that's so far advanced. And basically, the island gets attacked. We're thrown into a situation where the main character has to leave this island, and we're thrown into a war storyline. You have the northern side, which is the bad guys, and then you have the southern side, which is like you and you're the princess and the other main characters. And we're given some background details, like basically the world of Magna Carta, Landzyme, was saved 1,000 years ago by this guy called Strauss. He basically took the energy, which the energy in the world is called Khan, and he took the Khan and basically he like sacrificed himself, so his Khan became like the world Khan. So everybody is using his Khan. If he didn't do that, basically the world would have became barren, and it wouldn't have been the paradise that we're currently living in. Now, this is a paradise, right? So you're thinking, well, obviously it must be a pretty good world, right? We're given details about it and stuff, and we figure out how this paradise exists. Like, why are they in a world where magic is perfectly normal? They can't live without magic because within seconds you can grow crops, you can heal people with uncurable diseases. Magic is very convenient in this world. So we're basically forced into a situation where the main character, of course, joins this southern forces, and he has to go fight this guy who did something very bad. I'm not going to spoil the details because, honestly, I didn't know a single thing about the story going into it, and I thought the story, for the most part, was pretty good. It does get pretty predictable, though. Especially near the end of the game, it just... Predictable. I will say one thing, though. This game does kill off characters, which is pretty cool. That being said, I don't know. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. Story-wise, I don't know. Voice acting, though, is very strong. Right off the bat, we've got Johnny Bosch, we've got Yuri Lowenthal, we've got Wendy Lee, we've got Kate Higgins. You've got Stephen Bloom as the main bad guy. The list goes on. You'll probably recognize every single voice in this game if you're familiar with JRPGs or anime. So the music, there's a lot of style songs in there that you wouldn't remember or even really care to listen to again. There were like maybe one or two songs that to me just stuck out. One of them being the song when you're in Belfort, was it? I think it's Belfort. You basically go to this enemy's capital city, and you end up finding out that it's completely deserted, like abandoned ghost town stuff. And it just had this really haunting music that you're running around the city, and it felt really cool. The main theme of the game is pretty cool too. You hear a couple of different remix versions of it to play when sad moments happen and stuff. That's always appreciated. So there's all that. Okay, let's talk about gameplay because I've talked about story enough. Alright, so gameplay. What is Magna Carta 2, huh? What is Magna Carta 2? It's, I guess you could say, an action RPG for the most part. It's third person with a 3D camera, of course. You basically run around the world. You have two modes. You have free mode and attack battle mode. You hit left trigger. It basically puts you into this, I don't know, it pops up the HUD basically, and from there you can attack. What Magna Carta 2 does is really, I guess, different, you could say. You have a bar down there, and basically the more attacks you do, the more energy will be exhausted. So it'll go from this side to that side. It'll be blue. Once it hits this wall over here, it goes red. You go into overload mode or some shit. And once you're in that mode, you basically, if you did not do a skill, if you did not use a skill, your character will overheat and he'll have to wait probably 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds to get back into the action. So what you end up wanting to do later on in the game is you have 6 party members in total, but only 3 out at a time. When you're about to hit overheat mode and you do a skill, it basically gives you a damage multiplier based on how many hits you have. So every hit gives you 10% more damage. So let's say you, as soon as you hit that overheat bar, or you did like a fucking, like Vorpal Blade, you do that, then you switch over to your other party member. Let's say you switched over to Crocell, right? Crocell, he's a fire mage. He shoots fire. You switch over to Crocell, and then he'd be like, Crocell, I want you to start attacking a little bit. Because he can still, if his bar's not close to maxing out, you still got to get that bar up a little bit more. So, let's say his bar's halfway, okay. He's got to get it over to here, but it's here. So, you basically attack 5 or 6 times before your bar gets up there pretty close. So, you're like, shoot fireballs. And then you're like, okay, Crocell, I want you to throw a blazing spear. It's just a simple, basic skill. You shoot this skill at him. It takes the first party member that you're playing as, it takes his bar, completely zeroes it out, so he can get back into the action again. He has full stamina. He doesn't have to worry about slowing down on his attacks because he won't overheat. That's kind of like the main, I guess, chain system of the game, how you fight. It's all about chain breaks and chaining your combination attacks together. Now that brings me into the other main factor in this game, con. You have 2 characters that do not use normal con. They have physical con, which is where they attack. It builds up naturally. In the world of Magna Carta, there's con. It's basically energy in the world. You've got fire con, wind con, water con, and then electric con. Alright, pretty basic: fire, water, wind, electric. And there just happens to be 4 party members, so they each have their individual con. Alright, so basically certain areas will have more con on that attribute. If you go to an icy area, it's going to have more water con and windy con, and if you go to a desert, it's going to have more windy con and fire con and all that. So basically how this plays into the game is those characters, okay, your skills are based on how much con you have. Okay, in total you can have about 10 con overall. Each skill is based on how much con you can have. So let's say you're using the main character Juto. He's physical con, so when he attacks he builds up quite a bit. So, like, once you have con 1, you can do like 1 or 2 skills. Once you have like 2 bars of con, you can do 1 or 2 skills. At con 3, you can do a more powerful skill. 5 con, you can do an even bigger skill. At 8 con, you can do an ultimate skill. And it basically progresses like that throughout the whole game. So it makes you want to switch out characters a lot too, because if you're in a double fire con area, that means you'll get 2 free con. You'll build con way faster too. So you would want to have your fire mage in there. So you'd bring him into the party. A really cool idea. And that brings me into another point. Each character has 2 different weapon styles. Alright, so the main character has like one-handed sword and two-handed sword. Fire mage has a fireball and a fire fist. The wind mage healer girl, she has a staff that can heal, or she can have an offensive like fan attack. The elf girl, she has a bow, which significantly changes the way she plays. You know, she can play. There's like 3 different types of. You have tanks, you have strikers, and then you have healers. Strikers are more like fast damage dealers, but they're kind of weaker. They overheat faster. So, let's take the water mage for example. With her aroma weapon, she can heal and like support basically. But if she has her bow, she becomes a striker. You take your healer girl, she has her rod that heals and has like all the buffs in the game on her staff. But if she switches over to fan, she becomes a really offensive fighter. And it's a really cool approach to the game, because you could play the game completely different the second time. And there's an achievement. You have to basically play through it again in order to get the last achievement. So I'm probably going to play it completely different on my second playthrough. It's a really cool idea. Gameplay, it wasn't difficult, I would say. I mean, I was following a strategy guide for most of the game. And then I didn't really have to overgrind or farm anything. Quest system was pretty nice. It was pretty straightforward. You go into town, you pick up a bunch of quests. Most likely where you're going in the main story is right by those quests, so you turn those in while you're doing that. Did I have any issues with the game? I don't think so. No, I mean, it's not that great. Like, it's not like a AAA. This story is amazing. This gameplay is so innovative. It's nothing like that. It's a really enjoyable RPG to play through, though. I'll give it that. That being said, what would I give the game on a score? I don't know. I'd give story like a half, a 5, like a 0.5. I'd give gameplay a 1 because that's really cool, and sound design I'd give a 0.5. I'd give this game a 2. A 2 out of 3, of course. Yeah, so if you liked the video or thought it was pretty cool or anything, just say something. If you have any recommendations on what I should play. Currently I'm playing through all the 360 RPGs, so I've only got a couple left on there. If you have any game in general you want me to play through, I have a gameplay account. Tell me what you want, and I'll do my best to play through it. Alright? And, if you want to see what games I actually own, though, you can go on my Facebook page, and I have a list of all my games, too, so if you say, hey, Frazzleberry over there has Tales of Vesperia, or maybe fucking Far Cry Instincts, leave me a comment saying you want it. Alright, I'm going to leave it here, end it here. I'm going to go eat my pizza, okay?